Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
PD Beats here from Popternative, speaking to Oran Zegman about Honor Society premiering on Paramount Plus July 29th. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
I loved this film. Again, it's interesting because we don't want to give much away, you know what I mean, right? But is it starting to hit you that the movie's finally coming out on Paramount Plus?
Is it what?
Is it starting to hit you that that it's finally coming out soon?
No. No, not really. But in a week, people are going to watch it? Wow. Okay.
It's so crazy. So there's a lot I love about this as well. I just want to know specifically, Angari does an amazing job with Honor. What was it like kind of speaking to her, those conversations, those director-actor conversations in regards to breaking the fourth wall and basically interacting with the audience for like most of the film? What was that like? What were those conversations like?
Well, I really love to include my actors with everything that can help them on the day, you know, and like letting them know, giving them like sometimes even like giving them too many details, but just I think that like as a former actor myself, I think that as much as you know, this is like less problems on the day. So when I was like working with my DP on and even beforehand on the camera, you know, the camera is like was for me the most important character after Honor, you know, because the camera in the beginning, it's like the camera is the one that breaks through the facade of Honor. So when I talked to Angari, I always we had like a lot of conversations before we started shooting, and she was really aware of like where the camera is going to be. And also, I also told her like, hey, if we're on set sometimes and you break the fourth wall to here, but you're sitting there and you're like, hey, I have an idea. What if it's like through this people or like whatever, just give it to me and we'll work through it, because I really want it to be like very, very easy and very smooth, you know, like it's like the camera should just be there because the camera is like the best friend. The camera wants to know everything, and Honor is the master of the universe, and the camera is just another puppet of Honor.
And to add to that, was it fun facilitating just kind of the journey of Honor, where she's someone that thinks she has everything under control, she thinks she has the answers to everything, but then you watch the movie and her whole world gets turned upside down in some regards? Was it fun kind of seeing that journey and arc throughout the filming process?
It was fun. It was also heartbreaking, you know? I mean, we all cried with her when her heart breaks, and but it was very, very interesting to see the work that Angari was doing.
Yes.
About how slowly she is giving up on control and surrenders. You know, like obviously we didn't shoot it chronologically, but because of our very extensive conversations, she knew where is Honor in terms of her emotional arc throughout the entire story, and how and what to give in any given moment, and because it's all about control and surrender. It's all about this power struggle and how slowly she's really giving up power and chooses love over power.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, I'm kind of walking on eggshells a little bit because with my question, because honestly, watching this movie fresh is amazing. I mean, watching the trailer and then just going right into it, I think, is the way to go. You talk about the heartbreak, and that interests me a little bit, and I'm just wondering if you ever thought about this. I mean, you know, during this pandemic, we've been doing a lot of self-reflection, a lot of soul-searching. Your movie basically sets around Honor, who is doing a lot of that throughout the film. She's doing a lot of soul-searching and self-reflection. So I feel like rom-coms are always relatable in a lot of ways, but naturally this one just becomes more relatable because of all the self-reflection we've been doing during the pandemic. I'm wondering if you thought about that at all.
Yeah, I mean, I think absolutely, because I think that some of my self-reflection throughout the pandemic was the theme of this movie, which is vulnerability versus weakness, and how often, like, you know, now I'm sitting home and like, you know, that's like, this is my Zoom room, but this is my guest bedroom. And how many, I made so many meetings throughout the pandemic, and you know how in the beginning we were all dressed up and fancy, and then slowly we're just like whatever, and wearing our sweaters. And you know, just like, I think that I learned in this pandemic how, you know, how just like being real is like your power, you know, is your superpower, and how just like showing your true colors, to me, especially because I'm not from here. I'm originally from Israel. I moved here only 6 years ago. I will forever be a foreigner here in this country. But I learned that I just like need to let go and just be myself, and just like not worry about it. And just, you know, when you really, really are connected, and when you're really showing that how vulnerable you are, people are not necessarily going to think that you're weak. And Honor is dealing with this too. And I felt when I always try, when I'm looking in materials, I always try to find things that I have some work to do personally also.
Oh, absolutely. So. By the time this interview was out, the movie will have been out on Paramount Plus, so it's not a big spoiler or anything, but people are going to see when they watch the film that the movie involves a theater production that the students are putting in. No, the movie's out.
I'm kidding. Movie's out. Okay. Yeah.
Well, did it feel like you were directing two movies at times?
So I told you, I'm coming from theater. So theater is kind of like comfort zone. This is where I feel at home.
Yeah.
Our entire cast was also like theater kids. So it really, they became family. They even called themselves, they named themselves the theater group. I wrote it down so I won't mess it up. They named themselves the Bushy Thespians.
Yeah.
Which I still don't understand what it means, because I'm a theater. But yeah, it never felt like two movies, but it was just always like, you know, like, it was always the big day of 100%. And we shot it all in one day.
So good.
And yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. I remember that one moment that I didn't have time. Just, you know, we always, as a director, we always don't have time. But in this big musical numbers kind of days, you're just like, everything is chaotic, and everyone is doing their best, and everyone is feeling that there's a mission today. There's like, everyone is like getting together. It's really like theater. And I remember 100%. That I went to Ben Jackson Walker, who plays Gary, and I just looked at him in the eyes, and I'm like, you have to give it to me now. This is it. There's no more takes, because I had like 2 or 3 takes, and he was just like feeling me. We were very connected, and just gave it all. So yeah.
I really want to go into spoilers, but like, I want to put this out like maybe the 30th. I want to, because like, no, damn it. No, it's just yeah, no, you know what, we're not gonna touch it. When they get to watch the movie, what are you hoping they get out of it takeaway wise, like the audience?
You're gonna take away, like I said earlier, that, you know, just by being you, and by being vulnerable, and by letting yourself just be and feel, yeah, you might get hurt, but your truth will definitely always lead you to a happier place. That's like the bigger takeaway. Yeah. But also, I think that in a world made of likes, and that people, and especially young people, but not maybe, I think everyone, we're focused on what people think about us, and how many people are people going to like us or not. So I hope that young people would be inspired to not care only what people think about it, and like Honor pursuing her dreams without thinking what other might think about her. I think that this is important to me as a woman, especially, and like to inspire young women to to be go-getters, and not to think like, are they going to like me or not? No, just like go after your dreams, but just also remember that that it's okay to be vulnerable, and it's not going to make you weaker if you show your true
100%.
color.
No, everything you said, plus the fact that it's just an enjoyable, fun movie. And we need movies like that right now. You would agree with me on that, right?
100%.
Maybe next time we could do next time, like years later, when you have a new project, we would do another interview and we could talk more about the spoiler.
Okay, we will. Yeah, we will.
Oran, thank you so much. It was so great chatting with you.
You too. Thank you.
The movie's coming out on Paramount Plus July 29th next week, so they're going to be able to check it out. This has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative for previous episodes. So that's Oran Zegman and Petey Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.